Oh, good morning. Good morning. This is Marquez Speaks. I am the real voice, the voice of the streets, CEO of me, Big Boss Entertainment. And I'm here for the next 20 minutes to talk about some real issues, some real things on a real live this morning. Talk about a couple real things, then your boy gonna be out. Okay? Talk about a couple real things, then your boy will be out. But it's a couple things I got to talk about. There's a lot of things that's happening that I think we need to talk about this morning. Some real stuff, some real issues. Stuff that's just not black and white, Republican or Democrat, but affects us all. Let me say it affects us all. So if it affects us all, we need to talk about it. And some serious stuff. You know, it ain't it's straight, no chaser. This is some serious stuff we got going on. So I want to touch on it this morning. A lot of people don't want to touch on this stuff, but I'm going to touch on it. I'm going to talk about it because it needs to be talked about. So let's go ahead and talk about it. A black woman and a white woman, both working in healthcare, can't afford their health insurance. This is going worldwide, nationwide. People can't afford the health insurance no more and take care of their children. Let me say that again. People are having problems getting health care. No Obamacare tax subsidies. People are having problems getting their health care. That's not a Republican problem. That's not a Democrat problem. That's an everyday problem. People cannot afford their health care. That's some issues. That's the first thing. Can't afford your health care. Can't afford insurance. But the biggest thing is nothing has changed. The biggest problem is nothing has changed in politics for the better for us. Well, Speaks, what are you talking about? Same old. Let's carry on. We arguing about Republicans and Democrats. Bill Clinton testifies in the House Epstein probe, but nothing else changes. Nothing else goes anyway. Republicans and Democrats, neither one of them give a about us. Neither one of them give a about us. Neither one. So nothing is changing in political climate to help me or you. Well, let me say that again. Nothing's happening in the political climate to help me or to help you. That should be a cause for alarm right there. While they cutting Medicaid funding in Minnesota, while they're cutting food stamp funding everywhere, where they're giving us these low-paying jobs instead of these high-paying jobs, nobody's pressing the alarm button. Yeah, we want Jasmine Crockett to win. Yeah, we want Democrats to take over in the House and the Senate for next year. But nobody's doing anything for our just due. They got us just sitting, waiting, and anticipating. Like sheep and cattle, they got us sitting, waiting, and anticipating. We're getting nothing. Those are problems. That may not be a problem for you. It's a problem for me. But yeah, I work 3 jobs. Yeah, I make a pretty good living. But guess what? A whole lot of people don't. You know, a whole lot of people haven't decided right now that they're going to take their medications or they're going to eat a decent meal. That's not what we're talking about. But then people get mad when I say black men, get a job. When I say black people, go get your education. Go get a job. Because we got too many who are not working. Those are the new polls out. Not only black unemployment is super high, black people ain't working. Too many are not working. I don't care about you getting mad at what I just said. We got too many black men lazy, not working. 93% of all black men do wrong. Only 7% do right. By their families, their kids, their lives, their households be role models. Only 7% of all black men do the right thing. The other 93% are worthless. Just the other day, somebody came to me and said, Speaks, I want to work with you. But what's your education? I ain't got none. What's your business plan? I ain't got none. What's your plan of action? I ain't got none. What's your call to action? I ain't got none. But you want to work with me? You can't. You're not on my level. Okay? You're not on my level. Black woman and white woman come to me and say, Speaks, show us how to make this content creation. Show us how to make this money. Show us how to be a full-time content creator and get money like you do. I say, okay, you're going to pay me for it. No, we want it for free. I ain't showing you nothing. Why would I show you the gift, the gab, the tricks to this trade, how to make money for free? The game is to be sold, not to be told. I say, y'all going to continue to be broke. Well, come on, Speaks, help me. No, you don't want to help yourselves. This is the generation we're living in. But too many don't want to work. Yeah, we got a lot working. We got a lot who not working. And Republicans and Democrats know this. And they don't give a damn. That's why they play us like kitchen fiddles. and we get nothing in return. They're playing us. Well, that's what happened. I get people come up to me all the time on that conference saying, "Speak, how do I do this? How to do that?" I say, "Oh, you in school? No, I ain't even got my GED. Go get your GED." "Well, I'm a felon. Go get it taken off." "Well, I can't. Start your own business." See, I always give them something, but they always got a defense mechanism what you can't do. And as long as you do that, Republicans and Democrats don't give a damn. Republicans and Democrats don't give a damn. They don't. We getting ready for war over in the Middle East. We over there in Saudi Arabia and Yemen. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 7, 8, 9 aircraft carriers over there. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We got 16 over there. Aircraft carriers in the Middle East about to go to war. And if we do go to war, you do know it's going to cost us more. We're going to lose more. Nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about the real politics of how trying to live everyday life and get things done. And then people get mad when you point out, "Oh, you always talk about black people." I'm black. I'm black. I damn sure is. I'm going to talk about you black people because you ain't doing right. You didn't do right with Harris last time. Y'all don't want to do right with Jasmine Crockett this time. I'm talking about you. Because black people don't care. Most do, unless it affects you. That's our problem. That's why we get nothing. And the one that work have to suffer because the others don't want to work. That's correct. They don't want to work. That's my biggest thing, black people. You don't want to work. Thank you, Cream. Thank you, Cream Feast. Okay. Good morning. Good morning, Sharon. I'm gonna say it again. Too many of y'all don't want to work. That's a problem. Yeah, we got black people doing well. I'm not stupid. I'm not idiots. But we got too many who don't want to work. And politicians allow you not to work. But they're making it difficult. Remember, Donald Trump said 2.4 million people have been uplifted off food stamps. They done cut food stamps, Medicaid, affordable housing, Section 8. They give them low-income jobs now, not super high-income jobs. They're going to make you work. In Georgia, they lose food stamps and Medicaid like crazy. You have to go back to work. See, what they done said is, if you don't do right, too many people is making this content creation money. We gonna minimize how you make content creation. You got to be real to make it now. We're gonna minimize all these resources. We're gonna make you go back to work, or you're gonna starve. A lot of people starve. That's how they make you go back to work. When you got too much, and you party too much, they'll take it away from you. They'll make you go to work. They'll make you pay taxes. And that's what they're doing right now. My black men are idiots. You know how many black men I see on social media and black women smoking weed, smoking blunts, drinking all day, every day, and wondering why I can't get nothing? One girl, she had 150,000 followers. Talking about, "I can't get a car. I make social media money, but I can't get a car." You got no credit history, man. Nobody's going to give you a new car. I told her that. She looked at me like she was crazy. I said, "Thank you. Have a good day. Goodbye." "But I can't get the car I want." You never will. You have no credit history. You have to put in somebody else's name. That's what you have to do. When are we going to learn to do basic things? Even if you are a content creator, why don't you get you a part-time job so you can get some benefits, some insurance? People don't want to do it. We are in a panic rush, a stigmatism, a cosmic deterioration of everything that's going around. Look around, no young black block and brick masons, all Mexicans. Black people don't want to work hard. They don't have to. They can get online jobs. They don't want to do that wrong. You can get online jobs. People don't even want to do that. My black people are suffering because my black people lack knowledge. My black people are ignorant of the fact. My black people don't want to work hard. They don't want to use their jobs. They don't want to use their minds, mentalities, and their skills. They don't want to go back to school. Of course, Queen Feaster, she gonna need a cosigner. But who gonna cosign for somebody who smoke weed all day? Because if social media don't work, she ain't gonna make no money. She ain't gonna be able to make that high car payment. She want a new car. Queen Sharon said, going to work in San Francisco, working since I was 24 years old. I've been working since I was 16. And as long as we have that mind frame, black people, of not wanting to do the right thing, politicians are not going to care about us. They're not going to give us anything. Talked to a group of black people, said they wanted a house. I said, well, housing prices are high. They say interest rate is under 6%. I said, no, that's if you have a 750 credit score. Your interest rate is going to be 8, 10, 12%. Well, we got these home buyers programs. Yeah. They say the builders getting under 4%. They're lying to you because the bank is taking the other 6%. So you're looking at 10% with taxes, insurance, and everything. Well, it says right here that the payment is only $1,600. Correct. That's before taxes, insurance, and a mortgage insurance. It went from $1,600 to $2,500 in the South. Well, I can't afford that. Yeah, because you ain't doing right. Because you want too much. Well, I want a 3-bedroom apartment, a 3-bedroom home, and 2 baths. Now it's 2 bedrooms and 2 baths. I say, you ain't got your credit right. So I told them what they need to do to get their credit 3 to 6 months. They said, take too long. I said, thank you, have a good day. Thank you, have a good day. I can't want nothing more than you want. Okay? I give you another thing. My birthday was Monday. On everybody on my people's birthday, I call and say happy birthday. I send you a gift or whatever. On my birthday, only certain people even call me. Only certain people even acknowledge me on my birthday. Only certain people text me. Other ones didn't do anything. My wife did a message. They did it on Facebook Messenger. I remember that. Now, when your birthday comes, you ain't got to say nothing to me. Because if you couldn't even send me a text on my birthday, I don't even F with you no more. I don't F with you no more. It's not that I wanted you to give me anything, but you couldn't even acknowledge me. I don't want anything. See, my black people, we don't care until something happens to us. And that happens all the time in politics. See, if you started working when you was 14, 15, 16 years old, then you have what they call a habit of working, a habit of getting money, a habit of hustling, a habit of understanding what to do, a habit of not depending on the government to take care of you. Thank y'all so much. God bless you. You see what happens? That's why you want to work early. It becomes a habit. You go to work, you get up, you go to work, you make money, you get up, you pay bills, you got money in your pocket. Ain't nothing like having money in your pocket or in your checking or savings account. Ain't nothing like having money going to do what you want to do. I ain't trying to bag, but I am. Me and my wife, at the end of March, God willing, we're going to France. We needed new luggage. We really didn't need new luggage, but I wanted new luggage. Boom, I got it quick off Amazon. Took 5 seconds. Because I had the money to get it. I got her luggage set. She wanted beige. I got blue. Why am I saying this? Because I have the resources and skills to do what I want, to take vacations. Because it's a habit for me to work. It's a habit for me not to depend on the federal government for anything. It's a habit for me to get my hustle on. It's a mind mentality for me to do the right thing. That's what we're lacking now. That's what we're lacking out of my people right here, right now. That's why the federal government doesn't care about you, doesn't care about me, doesn't care about black people altogether. They just don't. Because they know they're going to come to you when it's time. When it is time, 100% time to vote, and that's it, nothing else. Nothing more. Fact check me. Fact check everything I just told you. That is the way it is. Why do you think on social media you can go viral and make $1 million? You can get 1 million views and make $120 because they got it set up that way now. You're not going to get rich. You're going to have to work for it. People don't understand what's going on in the business. And I tell my black people all the time, this is what we need to do. But they get mad when you say something. Again, I ain't trying to brag. I am. I work 3 jobs. My wife don't pay a bill in the house. That's not the brag. That's what a man's supposed to do if you can do it. My wife don't pay a bill in the house. The only reason she's working a part-time job, the only reason why she's working a part-time job is because she loves everything Gucci. She loves the newest shoes. She just bought 3 pair of boots. She didn't need. She goes line dancing. She works so she can feed her habit. Because I'll pay all the bills and everything, but I won't keep up her shopping habit. She has shopping habits. That's why she works part-time. I'm just telling you what it is. That's why I work 3 jobs. I got a full-time and 2 social media jobs. Why did I do that? Because I want to live a certain lifestyle. I can't depend on the federal government for nothing. No disrespect, I can't do it. Thank you, Queen Deborah. I can't do it. I can't depend on anybody for anything. But like I said, and this is a rule of thought, if your birthday comes and nobody calls you or they don't text you on your birthday, you don't need to fool them people. And I'm not mad. I'm just saying I see things differently now. See, when somebody shows you who they are, whether it's in life or politics, believe them. Republicans show you who they are. Democrats show you who they are. Believe them. Your people show you who they are. Believe them. Now you know how to move. Now you know how to do things differently. Now you know how to do things correctly. Now you know how to do things properly. Now you ain't waiting on a certain check. You getting things done. That's what me and my people, my black people, that's what we need to do. We need to change the game. I love Savannah, Georgia, Deborah. Beautiful place. Beautiful. Go there often. So let's start changing the game and getting things done right. Thank you, Queen Octavia. Thank you. Let's start changing the game and do things right so we won't have to depend on these politics. Because, yes, I want Democrats to win, but I'm not crazy. They're not miracle workers. Everything's not going to go my way. Okay? The money's not going to be there. If I don't make the money, I'm in trouble. If I don't make the money, I'm in trouble. If you see me on here again this evening, that means I'm double hustling. I want the hustle to get done right. That's what I'm doing. You can't depend on politics. Love Jasmine Crockett. She can only do so much. Democrats get back in office, they're going to impeach Donald Trump. He's going to be a lamed up president. They're going to start piecing together certain things, but we still going to be in a problem. We're still in an economic recession. We're still in a partial government shutdown. Groceries are still high. Gas is going up. We still not getting no resources like we supposed to. They still want you to work. Thank you so much, Queen Benita. God bless you. So we have to take control of what's going on and get things done. Okay? People come to me and say, Speaks, can you make a budget for me? I can make you a budget, but are you going to stick with that budget? First thing I tell them is, how many times you eat out a week? 5. Take that 5 down to 2 times. Cook at home. How many times you go out in a week? Twice. You don't even go out. You go out twice a month. See, I can make you a budget and get you financially stable and financially sound, but you have to be willing to take advantage of it. I keep telling you, politics does this on purpose. It's a reason why things are so high. Now they're looking into why your light bills went up. My light bill went up 30%. That was by design. My light bill went up 30%. God bless you, Queen Sharon. Don't work too hard. I'm going to say it again. We cannot depend, Queen Mary, on these politicians and politics to help us. We have to help ourselves. We have to move differently. We have to get things done. If we don't, we are in trouble. Because they're not here for us and they're not moving with us. They're not moving for us. They're not moving by us. They're not getting things done that we need to get done. They're not helping. They're hurting. They're taking away everything and giving it to the wealthy while we have nothing. Think about the last year, how much has been taken away from us. Think about how much more we're paying this year in 2026 than we did in 2025. And Maryland went up 75%. Good God about it, Queen Fixer. God bless you. So I want y'all to understand. Think about everything you had at the beginning of 2025 compared to now in 2026, how much more you're paying. It's a lot. And they do this on purpose. And you have to go to social media to get real news because the news media outlets are not giving us anything. They're not giving us anything. Facebook, they're crying. They can't make money on Facebook no more. I mean on TikTok. TikTok, they're crying. They can't make money on TikTok. They try to come on Facebook, make money. They don't know how. Listen, I'm telling you right now, things are going in a certain direction where if you don't want to work, if you don't understand work, hustle, and money, you're not going to make it. If you don't understand work, hustle, and money, you're not going to make anything because they're making it very, very difficult on purpose. On purpose, they're doing it. On purpose, they are doing this. They're doing it. So you got to get ready for it. If you don't, that's a problem. If you don't, that is a large, huge problem. And it's up to us to solve it. Community activists. What type of community activism do you do, Lee? You say, let me bring you up and see what kind of community activism that you do, Lee. Because you just can't say you're a community activist unless you're doing it. Sad, they're just taking our money by any means necessary to pad their pockets. Correct. And I don't care about wealthy people making money. I care about regular people like us making money. Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, yourself.
Wonderful. How old are you, sir?
I am 62.
Okay. What is your ethnic background?
I'm black.
Okay. You said you are a community activist. Okay.
That's
Tell us how you're a community activist.
I'm a community activist because I work for the empowerment of my people. I try to educate them on how
Whoa. Slow down. Okay. You said you're a community activist and you work for the empowerment of your people. No, you can't say you work for the empowerment of your people unless you have a track record of 10 years of doing it. Tell me how you're doing that.
I've been doing this for close to 40 years.
Doing what?
Working in the community, educating folks, all the things you're talking about, everything you're saying that we have to do for ourselves, That's what I've been advocating for.
So are you advocating or you being a community activist? Because a community activist has a program that they do. A community activist has some type of business. Are you advocating or you a community activist? Because those are two different things, sir.
Okay, I'm advocating then.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And why do you advocate, sir?
Because it's very important. I think this generation here have lost its way. We have lost our moral compass because my generation is coming along instead of, I can give you an analogy, where in the 60s we had the marches and stuff and everybody was unified as one. But once we start being better, we forgot to put the food back in the trough.
Sir, let me stop. Sir, let me stop you. Let me stop you. Tell me, you're saying in the 60s we had our moral compass. Is that what you said, sir?
Yes, we did.
How do we have our moral compass in the 60s when half black people didn't like King? When half of the black people didn't like Malcolm X? When half of the black people was against Medgar Evers? Please tell me how we had our moral compass when half our people didn't even like them.
Because regardless of who you were, you still was considered the N-word, regardless of where you was.
Sir, you said we have lost our moral compass. You said we had it in the 60s. Tell me how we had our moral compass in the 60s when I just told you half of black people didn't like MLK, Martin Luther King Jr., half of black people didn't like Jesse Jackson, half of black people did not like Malcolm X, half of black people did not like Medgar Evers. We didn't like ourselves in the 60s either. So please tell me, how do we have moral compass in the 60s? I'm just confused.
Do we like ourselves now?
That's not the question I asked you, sir. You said you are an advocate. You said we have lost our moral compass. I asked you, how did they have their moral compass?
We have lost our moral compass.
We've never had it. We never had moral compass in the 60s, sir. We was fighting for injustice, but we never had our moral compass. So do you know what moral, sir? Do you know what moral compass is?
Yes.
Okay, please tell me what it is.
But okay, you give me the definition of it.
No. You just said you know what moral compass is. So please tell me what is moral compass.
No, I don't. I want you to give me the moral
compass. Okay, sir. If you don't know what moral compass is, okay, if you don't know that we didn't have moral compass in the 60s, you're not an advocate, okay? You're not doing right, okay? Because we didn't have moral compass in the 60s. We were fighting for our injustices, sir.
What do you mean
That's the first thing you said. You said we have lost our way. When have we ever had our way?
So you're saying black people are still wandering in the wilderness?
We've been wandering. We sold our own souls into slavery. 500 years ago we did that. Okay? We crushed ourselves. We made sure when they fed us drugs in the 80s, we took it. We made sure in the 60s we hated ourselves, and half of us didn't even want freedom of right. Half of us didn't even want the right to vote, sir. I'm giving you facts. We have never 100% ever had our moral compass or had our way. We didn't have our way, sir. In 2024, we could have put a black woman in office and we didn't do it. Black people did that. So, sir, we've never had our way. And I'm giving you facts. Half of us didn't even like Obama, okay? 75% didn't even want Obama to be president. They wanted Hillary Clinton, sir. We've never had our way. See, I'm a community activist. I'm an advocate. I have a business. I've taught over 100,000 young men and young women. Okay, so I know what I'm talking about, sir. Okay. That's why when you say moral compass, you have no idea what you're saying, sir.
So wait a minute. So you say you taught over 100,000 people. It seemed like you want to go back and forth, but I got a curiosity question for you.
No. It's not back and forth. You know nothing. You're not an advocate. You don't know moral compass. Okay. You said we had our way in the 60s and we didn't. You're lying, sir. You're lying. You are lying. You're a liar. That's what you are. Yes, sir.
So you coming
let me tell you the difference between me and you, sir. I'm a boss. Right. People listen to me. I help people, okay? I didn't help people get homes. I didn't help people get jobs. I didn't help people get out of ghetto, okay? I done that for over 20 years, okay? I have my own business, okay? I have my own business. More speaks the real voice, the voice of me, CEO of me, Big Boss Entertainment. I have businesses, okay? During the 2024 election, I made sure thousands of people got to the election box and I paid for it. See, I am an advocate. I am a community advocate. I am everything that you are not, because I can tell you how long we've been depressed. I can tell you we've never had moral compass, and you cannot.
Well, you cannot
tell. I have 5 degrees, sir. You don't.
Wow.
Yeah, I got
Oh,
5 degrees. I got 4 masters. About to have 5 this year. I have
wow.
6 degrees. I've helped over 100,000 young men and young women. You've never done that. How many
You,
people have you got a new home? How many people have you got their
what?
credit right? How many people have you took out of the ghetto and put
What?
into middle
Wait.
class
So,
situations?
so
No,
this,
no, whoa, whoa, whoa,
so
whoa. How
this
many
is
times have
about,
you done that,
this is
sir? How
about
many times have you
me.
done that?
This is about me and not we.
No, no, you've done nothing.
You, you, no,
You've done nothing.
you said this is about me and more we.
You've
So
done nothing.
are
I
we
told you what I
we
done done
or
for
are
my
we
people.
me?
I done done it for over 20 years. You've done nothing. You say
Okay.
this is what you tell. This is what you tell people. Get a job. That's all you've done. You don't
Are
even
you
know what moral
wait,
compass is,
wait a
sir.
minute? Have
You
I
don't know what
told
moral
people
compass is. I can't talk to you. You're not on my level.
that is, I used to follow you, but
I can
I
block
think
me. Don't follow me.
this
I don't want people like you follow me. Block me, sir.
I won't
You're not
no
for
damn
me.
more.
But block me, okay? Because you are ignorant. You
Yeah,
don't know what
you
moral
are too.
compass is. You don't know what advocacy is. See what I'm saying? That's my problem with black people. Please block me, sir. He has no idea. He doesn't know what moral compass is. We didn't have it in the 60s. He talking about we done lost our way over 500 years ago. We sold our own selves into slavery. This is the problem I have with black people. And this is why in 2024, Kamala Harris didn't become president of the United States of America, because too many black people, especially black men, are lost. You can't come on this show and tell me you're a community activist and don't know what that is. Community activist has a business. They have a 501c nonprofit. You can't tell me you're an advocate and you just tell people go to school. That's not advocacy. That's a black man who wants to be something important and you're not. I guarantee you he didn't even vote. This is the problem I have. This is why I come on here every day and tell people what you need to do. I done helped over 100,000 young men and young women. Okay? I done helped people go from the ghettos to middle class, to fixing their credit, to getting felonies off their record. I done done it all for 20 years, so I can speak on it. Okay? Okay? We never, ever, 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 okay? We never, ever, ever had moral compass. You didn't have moral compass in the 60s. You do know half of us didn't like King or Medgar Evers or Sojourner Truth, Harriet Tubman, Nat Turner, Malcolm X. Half of us didn't even like them. You do know that, right? You do know 75% of people didn't want Obama to run for president. They wanted Hillary Clinton. And then it was John Kerry. He was an afterthought. See, that's why I'm always on my black people. Y'all forget where you come from. You forget when you had it super hard. And you don't teach your children about it. That's why I say we got to do better, black people. We have to do better. It's up to you and me. And if we don't do it, we lost in the sauce. We lose all the time. That is why he is not an advocate. Please don't come on my show saying you're an advocate or you're advocate or activist. Most people don't know what it is. Community activism is a lot of work. It is. Being an advocate is a lot of work. That's why they have advocates in the hospital. It's a lot of work. It is mentally and stressful. Please, my black people, we got to do better. I'm going to keep saying, I don't care who gets mad at me. When it comes to politics in life, I'm going to say my black people need to do better. I'm going to say it every day. Black men smoke too much weed. You drink too much. You don't want to work. You go to the club. You don't take care of your children. I'm going to keep saying it because it needs to be said. I don't care about you getting mad. If you don't like me, block me. I got over 162,000 followers. You can block me, sir. I don't want you, okay? Because I only want real people following me. Okay? I only want real people that was following me. The person that killed Malcolm X was black, but who hired the person that killed Malcolm X? It was white. We are always our own worst enemies. Before you come up here, remember, I have a bachelor's degree in business management. I have a master's degree in public administration, human resource management, public health, organizational leadership, and I'm about to get one in healthcare administration. I'm about to have 5 master's degrees, 1 bachelor's degree. I've been helping people for over 30 years. I've been doing in politics for over 30 years, okay? That's why nobody will ever debate me. Think about whoever you got right now, politics debate me. They won't debate me because I crushed them all. All right? I grew here. I didn't fly here. I do this. And that's why I tell my people, okay? That's why I get so many messages saying, we ain't gonna start a program to help us. Well, you have to help yourself first. I don't want to do that all the time. That's why so many people hit me up on Facebook Messenger, ask me how to do this, how to do that. Okay? So let me say it again. If you don't like me, block me. You don't have to come on my line. Block me. I got over 162,000 followers, and I've only been doing this 7 months. And I make more money than a lot of content creators who've been doing this 5 years. I only do it 7 months. That's it. So we must do better 100% of the time, pure point blank. End of that discussion. I'm always going to stay with my black people. I'm always going to make videos say, do better. Especially black men. 93% of all black men don't do right. Only 7% do. Only 7% continuously have a job, stay out of jail, stay out of prison, take care of their kids, their spouse, their families, and our role models. Only 7%. For women, it's about like 20%. 80% of our women are doing wrong too. I'm just keeping it real with you. I'm black. That's all I know how to be. And that is Education 101. I will be back on this evening. I am Marquez Speaks, the real voice, the voice of the street, CEO, me, Big Boss Entertainment. Yes, I have my own company. I have my own company. I am a boss. Well, Speaks, how are you a boss? If I lose every job, I still have another job where I can take care of myself, my kids, my family. Let us pray because we need it. Heavenly Father, God Almighty, thank you for another beautiful, blessed day. A day we've never seen before, a day we'll never see again. Father, thank you for being there for us and being the shining guiding light when we need you. Father, you never let us down. You've always been there for us. And for that alone, we say thank you. Thank you for all things great and small. Thank you for being here for us. In Jesus' name, we humbly say amen. Again, I will be back on later on this evening. I am Marquez Speaks, the real voice of the street, CEO, me, Big Boss Entertainment. God bless you, kings and queens. Have a wonderful Friday afternoon. I'm going back to hustling because that's what I do 24 hours, 7 days a week. Till then, God bless you. I see you soon.